Typography fonts are a really important topic in web design, well, in design in general, but a lot of times they are overlooked and designers don't give them the importance they deserve. This topic is a little bit complicated, but don't worry, I will show you some tricks to make your life easier so you can choose the best fonts for your project. On our last video, we talked about the personality of the different categories of fonts. This is already like a guide that allows you to know more or less what fonts to use for your project. But if you don't feel comfortable combining fonts by yourself, I will give you some tricks to help you. First, let's go to the section of resources on my website, particularly typography. I will leave you all the links that you will need in the description of this section, so you have all of them right at your hand. Okay, go to Google Fonts. Google Fonts give you a really big font library that are completely free. Something really useful, since you just can't download any font you want. They have copyright, and some need licenses, and if the owner of the font notices that you have been using his font without the license, they can sue you, and that will cost you a lot of money. And you know, not a good deal, we don't want that. So, the fact that all Google fonts are free is awesome. Let's start with this section, categories. Here, you have the 5 most important categories of fonts. Let's leave only serif. Now you can see all the fonts that belong to this category, serif. Unfortunately, we can't filter by subcategories. As you already know, there are subcategories of serif. You also have the option to choose a language if you want. And we also have the option to add specific properties to your search. Let's put all of this into practice. Right now we are only filtering by serif. Let's imagine that you need a thick serif. In that case, go to thickness and just select how thick or slim you want the font to be. If you increase thickness, you will find thick fonts. And if you reduce thickness, you will find slim fonts. Now let's filter again, but this time with sans serif. If you do it, you will find fonts that belong to this category. Since you can recognize the categories and you know that sans serif is a font without the tail or serif, you can appreciate that indeed they do not have that tails. Nevertheless, the interesting thing about this page is that if you click on the font, this other page will open, and if you go to the end of the page, you will find this section in which you can find some information about the font. This is really interesting because sometimes the author leaves here some information about what inspired them to create the font, or even they tell you where to use this font, the title, the main text. So always pay attention to this description, at least if they have it, since it can guide you and help you decide if that font is right for your project or not. For example, this one is appropriate for user interfaces. Also, if you go a little bit up, you have a tester here in which you can test different things. You can change the size, the headings, put italic, regular, black, bold, increase size, different colors. You can do many things on here to see how the font changes. This will help you decide if this font is for your project or not. Let's use another filter, handwriting. Let's choose a script. Now you can see all the fonts that look like they have been created by handwriting. For example, this one. Yeah, this one for example. And if we go down, we see the font's description made by the author. For example, this font, which is called Cookie, is based on a 1950s style that made you think about all the beautiful ads and pin-ups from this time. It's sweet and friendly, but not too decorative, simple and legible, even in text sizes. Perfect! Using this website is one of the best ways to look for fonts, But there are more ways. Let me show you. This is our next tool, Font Ninja. The interesting thing about this is that they offer us a plugin for Google Chrome. So go to this website fontninja.com and click on download and install the browser extension. When you click it, it will direct you to this website, which is basically a Google Chrome store. Then you install it. I am not going to do it because I have already installed it. Let's see how this plugin can help you. I have selected these two websites. Let's suppose that I work on building a cooking blog. In fact, this is what we are going to design. Let's say that I didn't find a combination of fonts that I am happy with, or that you don't feel comfortable selecting fonts by yourself. Well, as we did with colors, we can copy the fonts combinations that other designers have used. So I found these two websites that are using the fonts that I like, and I would like to use them on my project. So once we have installed the plugin, we will see it on here under extensions. You click on here and you fix it there. Then we just click it and voila. Click it on the icon and it will automatically tell you what fonts have been used on this website. As you can see, they are using 1, 2, 3, 4. They are using 4 different fonts. In our projects, we are going to use 1 or 2 fonts, okay? With 4 fonts, we could have troubles. We could possibly have conflicts. Anyways, we are going to use a maximum of 2 types of fonts per website, okay? If you place your mouse over the text, it will tell you what font they have used. This way, you can get inspiration. You see that for the title, they have used Futura PT. For the, let's call it subtitle, they have used Cycle. For the blog post titles, they have used the same Futura PT. While for the buttons, they have used Montserrat. They have used different ones. Let's see if we can find them on Google Fonts. Okay, we didn't find it. Let's try with another. Okay, we didn't find it. Okay, one last try. Yeah, okay, this one, finally, we got some. Anyways, if you can't find them, I will just go to categories and choose some that look alike, you know? One more thing, with this plugin, we can even get the color code. These don't have much color, but you get the point. Okay, let's see this other website. Let's do the same as we did with the previous one. As you can see, they are only using 2 font types, which is really good. And lastly, but not least, I want to show you this other website, fontjoy.com. Using this website, you can create your own combinations. Example, you can click on here and see, I don't know, Roboto, with 900. And for the subtitle, I also want Roboto, but a little bit less, so we choose 700. And now for the text, I want to create a little bit more contrast on here, so I will choose one with a little bit more style. You can create on here all the combinations you want and see if they fit with your project or not. I encourage you to use this website and that you play with them a little. Also, you can generate combinations instantly by using this section here. You can choose a combination with high contrast, low contrast, medium, you choose. Well, I am going to leave it here. I don't want to make this video too long, and I will see you on the next section.